There comes a moment in every business where staying the same costs more than changing. You know that feeling. The work is fine, the clients are fine, the results are fine. But that's the problem. Fine is the easiest way to stall your momentum. And if you want to build a business that grows with you instead of dragging behind you, you have to raise the bar on what you offer, how you show up, and what you allow. And once you've raised the bar, then you rise with it. Welcome to the Midlife Business Academy. I'm Lori Lyons, marketing strategist, business coach, and accidental techie. After years of running a successful website design agency, I'm now building the business of my dreams and helping other midlife entrepreneurs do the same. From strategy to marketing to mindset, we covered what really matters when you're growing a business that fits your life. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Midlife Business Academy, where we talk about building a business that fits your life and not the other way around. I'm Lori Lyons, and today we're talking about the next two stages of the TRUE framework, Uplevel and Expand. If you remember from last week, TRUE stands for T for trim, R for refine, U for uplevel, and E for expand. Trim and refine clear the pathway. Uplevel and expand build the runway. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, take a moment and stop and go back and listen to it, and then come back to this episode. Because here's the most important thing I want you to walk away with from today's episode. Uplevel and expand are not about doing more. They're about becoming more. They're about stepping into the version of yourself that is your next level of what clients already expect. And just like the last episode, it connected directly to the client journey. Uplevel and expand are deeply tied to how your clients move through the discover, connect, engage, invite, convert, experience, refer, and return client journey. Trim and refine created simplicity and alignment. Uplevel and expand, it creates elevation and reach. So here's the question you're probably asking yourself. Why are we talking about upleveling before expansion? Because most business owners expand too early. They add offers before they improve their delivery. They add platforms before they strengthen their message. They add visibility before they have a client experience that keeps people coming back. Does this sound familiar to you? Expansion without upleveling is just a bigger version of what's already broken. Uplevel comes first because it strengthens every single stage of the client journey. The discover stage improves because your presence feels elevated. The connect stage improves because it deepens your message and it feels grounded and confident. The engage stage increases because your expertise feels sharper. Invite becomes cleaner because your positioning is stronger. The convert stage, that becomes easier because people feel safer saying yes. The experience becomes smoother because your delivery is upgraded. The refer becomes natural because clients feel proud to talk about you. And return becomes consistent because your work stands out and people want more of it. Uplevel aligns your business with the clients you want to attract, not the ones you're settling for. So let's talk about what upleveling actually means. Upleveling is not a makeover. It's a recalibration. It's setting the standards of how you want to operate and how your business represents you. And here's where we, as midlife entrepreneurs, have a huge advantage. We have experience. We have instincts. We have discernment. You know cheap from quality. and rushed from polished. Now is the time to use that wisdom on your own business. So upleveling touches 4 areas: your identity as a leader, your message and positioning, your client delivery, and your environment and the boundaries. So let's walk through each one and how they intersect with the client journey. The first stage I mentioned was your identity as a leader. And this one's internal. It's the version of you that shows up in your content, your decisions, your pricing, and your boundaries. If you want clients who respect your expertise, then you must respect your own. If you want clients who value your time, you must value your time. If you want clients who invest at a higher level, stop offering every possible discount and flexible favor that you can think of to get new clients. The minute you uplevel your identity, everything in the client journey strengthens. I was listening to a podcast over the weekend. Jasmine Starr interviewed Miss Excel, Kat Norton, and a business coach told her, "You are not the Walmart of what you do. You are Louis Vuitton, and price it like Louis Vuitton." And I thought, I want to go back and re-record and re-listen and redo that one because so many of my clients feel like they have to be Walmart in order to get clients. You don't. If you want Louis Vuitton clients, you charge Louis Vuitton pricing. So the minute that you uplevel your identity, everything in your client journey strengthens. Your discover phase will feel more authoritative. Your connect phase will feel more confident. Your engage phase will feel more interesting. Your invite phase, it feels more aligned with who you are. Converting feels more natural because people follow your lead. Stage 2 or level 2, your message and positioning. This is where most business owners will feel the shift first. And this is also what most business owners don't get quite right. An elevated business requires elevated messaging. It's not fancy. It's not sexy. It's not juicy. It's not complicated. It's not woo speak. It is just clean, grounded, confident, and clear. So what changes when you uplevel your message? You stop trying to appeal to everyone. You start speaking clearly to the right people. Your content becomes bolder and simpler. Your point of views sharpen. Your audience recognizes themselves faster, and your invitations, they feel stronger. So upleveling your message is what strengthens the discover, connect, and engage stages. These stages become easier because people know exactly who you are and what you stand for. And you've probably heard that many, 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 many times, and you'll probably hear it many, 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 many more times. Number 3, your client delivery. Upleveling your delivery is a game changer because here's the thing. Your client experience is your best marketing. It's what fuels the referrals. It's what supports returning clients. And it's what makes the convert stage feel effortless. When you uplevel your delivery, you improve your onboarding, your communication, your internal and external structure, your follow through. I need help with that one, don't we all? The results, the celebration, the offboarding, what happens when a client is finished with the project or with the coaching program. Because even the smallest improvements can expand your reputation. Because people notice, people talk about it, people share it, people come back. Because think about social media. How many times have you seen someone that's had a great experience? They'll talk about it, but not anywhere near as much as when they don't have a good experience. So upleveling your delivery is the heart of your long-term sustainability. So your environment and boundaries are step 4. And this is something that not a lot of people notice. This is the quiet part of up leveling. But once you do it, it has massive effects. Your environment affects your energy. Your boundaries affect your confidence. Your standards affect your growth. Some of the examples of up leveling your boundaries include no more taking calls outside of work hours. And that includes Facebook messengers. It includes WhatsApp. It includes Slack. It includes text. Hardest thing that I've ever done is not respond to a client's message or text at 8 o'clock at night when truth be told, I'm probably sitting on my recliner with my feet up watching a baseball or a football game and working. But if I did it then, I'll have to keep doing it. And I'm really working on setting my own boundaries. So I totally relate to this. No more defaulting to discounts. Discounts has never been my problem because I am not a discounter, but a lot of you are. A lot of you I know are. Now, okay, I'll take that back. I do coupon my online programs, but I do that for a variety of reasons. But I do not the actual coaching or the actual work that we do from the website design agency. No, I do not discount those. And I've been asked, but it's like, that's kind of for me the first sign that you're not my client. If you ask for a discount, you're not it because I'm pretty firm on my pricing. So no more defaulting to discounts. No more saying yes to clients that you know are not your clients. Been there, done that. You watch the bank account getting a little lower and you think, oh, I'll just take because I need money. It always ends up biting you. Don't say yes to misaligned clients. No more reinventing your offer every month. And oh my gosh, was this one hard for me to write because I've been in that stage of rebranding my business, as many of you know, and changing up what I'm doing. And that's been the hardest thing, not to go back in and tweak and change up and do all that. And I'm still working on that. That's still, I'm still working on this step. And no more spreading yourself across platforms that you hate. I hear so many business owners say, I don't want a TikTok. I don't want to do this. Then don't. We're at a place in our life where we don't have to do things that we don't want to do. Nothing makes me more perturbed than hearing somebody say, I have to go do this. No, you don't. You don't have to go do anything. Think about what you enjoy. Think about what lights you up in your business and do more of that. These are all boundaries, and boundaries are what keep the client journey clean and consistent. If you want great clients, you must create the environment where great clients thrive. I'm going to repeat that again. If you want great clients, you must create the environment where great clients thrive. You want them? Build it. In this case, it really is build it and they will come. And it might be you might have to be patient while you start getting them when you're doing this, but it will come out in the long run, I promise you. So what's the reality of up-leveling? Because nobody really talks about or warns you about this. Because up-leveling can be very exciting, but it can feel really uncomfortable because it requires harder questions, better decisions. It requires letting go of things that might have once worked for you, but will no longer serve you. It requires stepping into bigger expectations for yourself and for your clients. And it requires new levels of responsibility. But it can also create better clients, better results, better energy, better systems, better income, better momentum, better opportunities. Up-leveling is the shift that moves your business from crowded and confusing to clear and compelling. And once you up-level, you're ready for the next stage of the true framework. So now you've up-leveled. Let's get ready to expand. What does that really mean? because this is where most business owners get the most excited and the most overwhelmed. Expansion is not adding more offers, adding more platforms, adding more noise, adding more complexity. Expansion is the strategic, intentional extension of what is already working. You expand only after you trim, refine, and uplevel. Expansion becomes easy when the foundation is solid. And expansion shows up in three ways: your reach, your revenue, and your reputation. You can call it the 3 R's if you want. These are your growth engine. So let's talk about how it connects to the client journey. The expansion of reach. Reach expands when your message is upleveled and consistent, when your presence feels stronger and more grounded, and it expands when your client experience creates buzz, when people talk about what a great experience they had working with you. Discover becomes simpler, connect becomes faster, and engage becomes deeper. The expansion of reaching is not about a bigger audience. It's about reaching the right audience. Revenue expands when you refine your offer, your pricing matches your positioning, your conversions strengthen, your delivery improves, your clients return, your referrals increase. It's the strongest tie between expand and the client journey. And if you notice on step 2, or the second of the 3 R's, your revenue expansion touches the invite stage, the convert stage, the experience stage, the refer stage, and the return stage. Your job is not to chase more money. Your job is to build a pathway where that revenue flows naturally and flows to you. Step number 3, or the third R, is the expansion of your reputation or your visibility. Call it visibility or reputation. This is the most overlooked, but it can be the most powerful one of them all, because your reputation expands when your work becomes undeniable, when your clients feel proud to share you, when your delivery is memorable, when your presence is elevated, when your message is clear. Reputation is what drives the refer, the return, and the long-term loyalty and consistent opportunity in your business. And this, again, is where midlife entrepreneurs shine. Your reputation has weight, and you've been many, many years building that reputation. Your story has credibility, and you probably have a bunch of those. And your experience has depth. You have years of experience. Expansion of reputation happens because of who you become, not what you produce. So here's why expansion creates ease. It's the magic behind all of this. It creates ease because you're no longer dragging the business behind you. You're walking with it. So picture that for a minute. I've heard many people say, some people run like they got a bucket of water trailing behind them. Is that your business? Is it a bucket of water trailing behind you? Or is it ease? Is it easy? Your systems work. Your message works. Your delivery works. Your boundaries work. Your journey works. Your energy works. And all of that means that your revenue works, because everything aligns, everything becomes efficient, and everything compounds. When expansion follows up leveling, businesses stop feeling like a grind, and it starts feeling like momentum. So there's something new that I've created called the uprising principle. And this is a principle I use with my new clients. It works like this. Every time you rise, your business rises with you. And this is the opposite of how most business owners operate. And think back, is this the opposite of how you operate? The more things get better, the more overwhelmed you feel. But if you're expanding with the true framework, and you're up leveling and then expanding, your business is going to rise. Business does not lead. You do. When you up level, you set higher standards. You make cleaner decisions. You attract better clients. You refuse the wrong opportunities. You clarify your direction, refine your voice, and strengthen your impact. And because of that, the client journey expands. The discover stage becomes magnetic, connect becomes emotional, engage becomes consistent, invite becomes clear, convert becomes simple, experience becomes elevated, refer becomes reliable, and return becomes predictable. When you rise, your business rises and your client journey rises. So why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you up level and expand? Because up leveling brings fear. Expansion brings fear. Growth brings fear. Not because you can't do it, but because it requires you to become someone you've not been before. So here's some common fears that happen to a lot of us, and many of us, I might say. Thinking about my client's journey and what they're talking about, most of it revolves around fear. If I raise my prices, will people still buy? If I get more visible, will I be criticized? If I refine my niche, will I lose clients? If I simplify, will I fall behind? If I expand, will I burn out? Every fear ties back to one thing: the transition between who you were and who you're becoming. I've had clients tell me, and I've had really good clients tell me, I can't do that. It feels uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable doing that. And my response to that is, we all are uncomfortable when new things are happening. Uncomfortableness is a good thing. And so many times it's used as an excuse. And a lot of my clients are intuitives, they're simple, they're spiritual, they're woo clients. And when they tell me it just doesn't, I'm not being led to do that, a lot of times I think it's a cop out, honestly. So is this you? Is that who you are? Are you using that as an excuse that you're not comfortable doing that because you're afraid to move and afraid to up level and afraid to expand? I think so. Up leveling is identity work. Expansion is leadership work. And you need both if you want your business to stop dragging and start flowing. So here are a few practical high-level actions that can strengthen the up-level and expand phase for you. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to give you an action plan. So take a look at your onboarding, upgrade it. It improves the experience phase and increases the return. Take a look at your brand voice or your visuals. Have somebody else look at those for you. Okay, I'm kind of weaving in action steps as I go along, but hey, update your brand voice and have somebody else take a look at it for you. Is it clear to them? Have them parrot back what your business does. I've heard me say this many, many times. If someone who knows you well can't figure out what you do, someone who doesn't know you won't be able to either. And by doing this, it will strengthen the discover and connect phase. Take a look at your pricing. Is it time to gulp, raise your prices? Possibly, because this will strengthen the invite and convert stage. Believe it or not, higher pricing is easier to convert in many, many times. Improve your client communication rhythm. That strengthens the experience and the referral stage. Simplify and focus your offers. Go back and look at what you're offering. Are you offering too many? Can you combine them into one or two offers? That way you only have to talk about one, not 10. By combining or getting rid of some that are kind of old and dated, it will improve every stage of the client journey. Remove outdated freebies and content. that will reduce confusion and it will improve your engaged side. I just went through and looked at all of mine. I went back through and looked at one of my first lead magnets that was still on my website. And oh my gosh, I hadn't looked at the emails in a long time that go with that lead magnet. And I was almost embarrassed that those were still going out. They were full of gifts. They were long. They were, I'm like, okay, these need to be redone. So if you get my lead magnet on my website now, they have been redone. The website agency website. Then create just one elevated signature offer. Now you can have offers that will drive to that signature offer. I'm not talking about that many offers or many things. I'm talking about, how many big programs do you have? Because up-leveling is not one giant move. It's a series of aligned decisions that will compound for you over time. So if you want to know whether you're ready for the next step, start here. Because this is your action step for the week. And I'm asking you to have some honest reflection. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to take a snapshot of your business as it stands today. Not the hopeful version, not the polished version, but the real version. I want you to get out a journal, get out a piece of paper, or get out your computer, however you prefer to take notes or answer questions. I want you to answer these questions. And then, as I mentioned before, go have somebody else take a look at all of this. Ask yourself, is my message clear? Are my offers aligned? Is my client experience consistent? Do people talk about my work? Do clients return? Do referrals happen naturally? Do I have the capacity to grow? Do I know where clients get stuck? If the answer to most of these is yes, then you're ready for expansion. If the answer is no, go back to trim and refine and tighten what needs to be tightened. Because here's why this matters now. These questions build the awareness you need before we move into the deeper work of understanding how clients actually journey through your business. When you know what's aligned and what's still wobbling, the client journey becomes easier to see, easier to map, and easier to strengthen. This step also prepares you. It'll clear some of the mental clutter that's going on up there. It gets you grounded in what's really true about your business, so you can see clearly what it needs to grow next. The true framework sets the foundation. Your client journey will build on it. So your job this week is simply to get honest. So you have solid ground to stand on when we take the next step. So let's wrap this up. I want you to up-level before you expand. Elevate your presence, your message, your delivery, and your environment. Then expand your reach, your revenue, and your reputation. Now, I'm not expecting you to do that all in one week. We have that coming to look forward to. Trim and refine, clean the path, up-level and expand, build the runway. And together, the true framework prepares you for the full client journey we're about to dive into in the next series. If you want help identifying exactly where your up-level or expand opportunities are hiding, schedule your profitable path alignment call with me. We will walk through your stage of business, your stage of the client journey, and the biggest opportunities you have for growth. And remember, it's never too late to build the business of your dreams. I'm Lori Lyons, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me on the Midlife Business Academy. If today's episode made you think, or made you feel seen, share it with a fellow business owner who could use it too. When you're ready for more support, you'll find the link to book your Profitable Path Blueprint call in the show notes. I'll be back next week with more insight and strategy to help you build a business that truly fits your life and one of your dreams. We'll see you next time on the Midlife Business Academy.